Fellow viewers, we had a heater casualty here. Element broke. So I went around on the internet and I was able to find this element, which I don't think is the right one because it looks smaller than the one that's in there, but I'm going to try to put it in anyways and see what happens because it's cold and I need the heater to work. So let's see what happens if I put this element in here. I suspect the worst that could happen is it just won't heat as well. I should have two screws on the bottom, but one of them is long MIA. Okay. Now this is going to be more of a annoyance than I was expecting, because not only is this as awkward as can be, but you don't necessarily have access to the inside there. Okay, well, that's highly aggravating. Because now what I thought was going to be a relatively simple fix is obviously not going to be. Oh wow, this needs to be cleaned. Oh brother, okay. I don't even think this is meant to come off, it's all riveted on there. Well, I guess I will start with removing the fan, because that's got to come out before we're going to have any chance of accessing anything on the other side of it. And the fan could probably fair to be serviced. Maybe I'll just put some oil in there and be done with it, because I don't want this to turn into an all-day production here. Okay, we've got a washer, and there was a screw somewhere. But it is no longer with us. Ah, here it is. It's not a screw, it's a washer. Or not a washer. It is a bolt, which I cannot get out of here. Okay. I like this heater because it heats quite well, but I have to say I don't like the design of it. I haven't serviced this in a while, and I forgot just how much of a pain it is to get this undone. And then for whatever crazy reason, I thought this was a good idea. The blade has to come off first before the motor can be released. And unfortunately, I believe the blade just kind of pushes off the shaft. At least that's what it certainly looks like. Well, that doesn't seem to be the case here. Alright. Well, I guess, yeah. I mean, I could get in here and change the coil now, but it's still not going to be easy at all. Alright, so I've unhooked most of the wire, so it's kind of sitting in there freely, but now we have to get this, the electrical disconnected here. So we have one bolt. You know, these heaters are actually kind of scary because it's all metal connections in here, and the case is metal and whatnot. Anyways, I guess this has to feed through here. Which I find to be totally outrageous. I wonder if there's some way to fix this. Probably is. Or perhaps this coil is relatively standard and still manufactured for some other purpose and I can buy some and put it in. These connectors are certainly fairly standard. Could undo this and just put a new element on there. Okay, now, yeah, this is definitely a different, it's a different gauge too, which is a little bit concerning. Well, let's see what happens. I think what I'm going to do is disconnect the whole thing here, because I'm not feeding this brand new coil through there and risking damaging it. So I'm going to undo this, and then this will pull out of here so I can stick the new coil in. And then put this up through the bottom. And lock that in place. I guess I should have done that with the other coil. It would have been a little bit easier. This won't work. Well, it's physically going to work. I suppose if it's electrically going to work, that is still to be determined. I'm going to change out these hooks because they're a little bit too thick. Big difference in the thickness. I'm going to use these new hooks instead. Nope, why not? Because they don't fit. Okay, well, scratch that. got it on there. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side, which removing the holder, whatever this piece is called. It's getting a little flaky here because the new wire is much thinner, or the new connection is much thinner, so I'm going to crimp this down a little bit so it's smaller. Doesn't have any chance of coming off the connection at all. And now it's too small. Go figure. Okay, so now just got to set the element up on all the hooks here. Okay, well, it's in. I can't necessarily guarantee that it's going to work, but it's there. And it's probably got a better chance of working than it did before. I think it should work okay. My only concern would be, because this is a different element now, when we go to 1500 watts, it includes this element. And if this element draws more power or something, I don't know, maybe it'll get screwed up. I don't know. Well, let's get the fan motor back on here so we can test it. And then if it's all working okay, we'll oil the fan. Okay, well, here we go. Let's power it on. Part of this seems absolutely terrifying. I hope this doesn't blow up. Alright, here we go. I'm going to plug it in now. I have it on 1300 watts, so that should be the new element only. Okay, it works, but I see something very terrible. The element right there is about to touch each other. And I can't imagine anything good coming out of that. Okay, I readjusted the elements so they're all a safe distance apart from each other. So, let's test it again. Seems like it's working. Let's go to 1500. Yeah, it actually seems like it's fine. And that one coil's getting a little hot on 1500. Yeah, I think we're going to keep it at 1300. I just don't trust it at 1500. As you see here in the video. Actually, even at 1300 is getting a little hot at the bottom right there. You know, I'm not sure I trust this. Because see, the thing with this heater is, this coil is running a fan. It does something to the power, drops it down of voltage or something. I don't know what it does. I don't know how it works, but the coil, heating coil, is in line with the fan motor in series. So it does something more than just heat. Well, I think it's okay for now. I mean, it's definitely getting hotter than it should be on the two edges there. A little concerned about that. But it's going to have to do for now because I need the heater to work. So, but what I am going to do is I'm going to go on the internet and I'm going to see if I can find this kind of coil and get a replacement. Well, it works for now, and we'll get some more parts in the future and fix it correctly.